everybody, my name is Kendra. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be doing the fiber arts tag. I first saw this done by Amy Florence at the Stranded podcast. She had answered a bunch of questions and just kind of like an introduction to how you started in the fiber arts. And I thought it was really interesting, and it might be interesting to some of you. I haven't really prepared any answers. I thought I'd just kind of read it and go through it. And so hopefully some of you find this interesting as to how I kind of got started in doing some of these fiber arts things. So the first question is, who are you? Like I said, my name's Kendra. I live in small town Saskatchewan. I have a husband and 2 kids, and yeah, I feel like I've been doing knitting and crocheting and stuff for most of my life, since I was a child at least. The next question, number 2, when or why did you start knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving? Well, all of those are a different answer. However, the first thing I started doing was crochet, as far as I can remember. The first thing I really remember making, although I imagine before that maybe I'd done some chains and things like that, but I made a little skirt for my beanie baby. It was just like a chain joined together and a few rows of single crochets on top of it. But you know, it was like, I made something. That's the first thing that really sticks out in my mind. However, I know soon after that, my mom had got our Girl Guide group when I was a guide between grade 4 to 6, so age 9 to 12, 11-ish. And we really got into making granny squares, and we made a lot of blankets and raffled them off and stuff. So I made a lot of granny squares shortly after, but I think that that little skirt thing I made, I was about 8, was kind of the first project. The next question, your favorite or proudest make? Well, I hate to say it because it is new, but my resin sweater I just finished. I'm not sure if it's my proudest, but it's my favorite right now at least. I'm really happy with it. Although I guess my hand spun scarf I'm maybe proud of, because I really like, you know, being able to say that I spun it and kind of made the pattern and knitted it and all of that. Maybe that's my proudest, that I was wearing it maybe 3 episodes back. I'll link it if I think of it. Yeah, it kind of has a braided pattern on it. Anyways, that might be my favorite. One of the 2 would be my favorite. It's hard to pick. Number 4 is, what was your most disastrous make? I think a few of the things I've made, I've just given up on before I got to that point. I don't know what's been for sure. I've had maybe more disastrous sewing projects than fiber related projects. Not sure, nothing really is coming to mind. Although the most disastrous thing I can do is not take the time to weave in the ends properly. Even on this blanket behind me, there's a few spots where I think I cut the ends a little too short and they've started working loose, and it's just such a headache after the fact. I wish I would have just put more time and care into it at that point so I never have to deal with it again. So maybe that results in more disaster than is necessary. Number 5 is, do you have a favorite place to buy yarn or fiber, online or local? Like I've been buying a bunch of undyed yarn and fiber, and I have really enjoyed, there was a local place when I was living in Cochrane, Alberta called Legacy something like that, and I was able to go in, and a really nice woman who owned the place, and I've purchased some fiber and things from her before, so that was a really nice experience, and I've bought some dyes from her before as well. Number 6 is, what is your most used or most loved pattern? Well, I've made a lot of vanilla socks this year. That's kind of boring, but it's been used a lot. Just trying to think, there was something I was thinking of. I've made a lot of versions. I've made a lot of things based off of the flax pattern, both a sweater for myself and for the kids, and I've kind of modified that as a base a few times. So that's another good one I've made. I feel like there was something I just mentioned in like the last episode. Oh, I make this all the time, and now I'm totally blanking on what that could be. So there's probably something else. I do repeat patterns if it's something I like, especially with different yarns. It can end up looking really different, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's something really clear that should be standing out, but it's just not coming to mind. Number 7, your most dreaded knitting, crocheting, spinning task. Definitely weaving in ends. That's without a doubt. Number 8, your favorite task. I I don't know, I just like the push of one, like working from one section to the next section within a pattern. I really like it when there's kind of just incentives within the knitting, and even like in the block of stockinette or whatever, like being able to get to that, the amount you need. It's kind of like little goals within the big project. So I just like that whole process in a knit. Number 9 is, what is your favorite crafty entertainment? Lately, I have been doing a lot of just podcasts and things. Just depends on though, because sometimes I like to, you know, think about, I don't know, other knitting things while I'm doing it. But sometimes I like kind of more of a distraction style where I'll listen to or watch other TV. I've been watching The Blacklist lately. It's kind of just a big change from the knitting. So it just depends on what I'm feeling like at the moment. Number 10 is, for patterns, do you prefer books, magazine, Ravelry, or would you rather make up your own? I like to do a combination of just Ravelry patterns and modifying them or making up my own. And for Ravelry, I just open it up usually on my phone and follow along from there. I don't bother printing it or anything, unless it's like a cable or a more complicated cable pattern or color work or something like that. Then to me it's worthwhile printing. A lot of things though I just can read electronically. Saves a step. Number 11 is, what is your favorite brand of knitting needles or crochet hooks? And for spinning, what is your favorite wheel? Well, I only have one spinning wheel, and it's a old handmade sort of version, so that's not helpful. Don't really have a favorite crochet hook. I've always just used the basic, I think the boy version from Michaels, nothing special there. And knitting needles, I think my favorite is the Chiagu needles with red cord. I only have a couple of them, but I really enjoy using them and would like to get more in the future, but I haven't really tried a lot, especially not of the like higher end sorts of needles. Number 12, what is your favorite notion or tool? I can't say I'm not really a big collector of notions or anything like that. A lot of times I can never even find a stitch marker, and I just use my daughter's hair elastics. So I'm pretty basic, I think, when it comes to lots of those things. I like to have some scissors around. That's kind of boring. But yeah, I'm not really a collector of knitting tools or anything, I wouldn't say. That's just, I would rather, instead of spend the money on tools, I'd rather just buy yarn and patterns. Number 13, what is your current favorite project? Well, I'm not knitting a lot right now. I just recorded an episode, so if you're interested, you could check that out. I only really have one project on the needles right now, and I'm not crocheting anything. I am spinning, and I am enjoying doing that, so that's kind of like right now, that's what I want to be working on. But my other project on the go is it's like a cowl. It's the Getting Warmer pattern by Spas Tricot, so I'm enjoying working on that too. Number 14, favorite places to knit, crochet / spin in public. I have been enjoying doing a little bit of knitting at work when the opportunity has been available. I'm not sure that's going to continue, but otherwise in public, I don't really knit a lot in public usually because I have 2 kids climbing all over me and I just don't have enough hands for that. But I like knitting also in the car, which is not really public, but is also not just at home, if I'm not driving, obviously. Number 15, what is your favorite fiber arts book? I can't say I have any. I haven't really read any fiber arts books. Yeah. Number 16, do you have any other hobbies? Yeah, I feel like a lot of my hobby time right now is taken up with kids, which is good, and I enjoy doing that. And so between, kids and keeping time for knitting and making things, but I'll include sewing since it's not really fiber arts, and what else? Dyeing is a little bit different, but yeah, lots of my hobby time is just devoted to that right now. Oh, I also like in the summer working on the garden and baking and I don't know, kind of homemakey things along those lines as well. Number 17, if you could meet anyone in the fiber arts community, who would that be? Maybe some of the other people who do the knitting podcasts. Might be interesting to see how people are in real life, but I'm not sure there's like any one person that, ooh, that's the person I'd like to meet. Number 18, knit or crochet. Right now, I'd say knit, although I've always enjoyed crocheting and don't dislike it. It's kind of a nice change once in a while, but if I had to pick one, knit. Number 19, weave or spin. I've been fortunate to do a little bit of both. Right now I'm definitely on a spinning kick, so I will go spin. Number 20, color or neutrals. Color, although gray and navy are favorites too, but I'd go color. And 21, sweater or socks. I think I'm gonna say sweater. I have knit more socks than sweaters this year. However, I think I'd like to knit more sweaters next year. Socks have been something really fun to kind of bulk up my sock drawer. I was really hoping to have enough for like a week's worth of socks so that I could wear them every day in the winter and allow for wash time and things like that. And so now that I'm kind of there, I'm not sure I'm going to keep going knitting a lot of socks. However, I really enjoy wearing them and I would miss them if I didn't have them. So that's all the questions on the Fiber Arts tag. I will go ahead and list the questions down in the description box below. So if you make any sort of video or are interested in answering them for yourselves, please go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know where I can find it. I'd really like to watch it and find out some more about your journey to the Fiber Arts. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe for more videos from me. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye!